Morning everybody. You might be thinking, what are we doing in our basement? Well, today we're going to be swapping out our 5 horsepower Mercury for a brand new Honda 2.3 horsepower. We're going to be testing it today on our new dinghy and running it through its paces and see how it goes. So let's go.
One of the reasons that we switched out our Mercury was we wanted something integrated with all-in-one with the fuel and also something that I could actually pick up. So let's see how I go with this new Honda and picking it up. All right, just come around this way with me. Here we go, and look at that.
Okay, so we're just about to mount our brand new Honda 2.3 horsepower onto our new Walker Bay dinghy here, and just before I do though, I just want to go through some of the features with it. It doesn't have reverse, it doesn't actually have a forward and reverse. It has a clutch system that basically means it will go into neutral by itself, and then all you do is accelerate and then that will start to drive the propeller, which is really great. But the thing is, it doesn't have reverse, so to reverse the engine you're going to need to basically completely turn it around 180 degrees, and you can control it by swiveling the arm that way. Okay, so it gives you control whether you're going forwards or if you're in the reverse mode going backwards as well. It has a friction control on the accelerator, so you can set the accelerator and then lock that off as well, which might be helpful to some people, which you can see down here obviously, and I'll undo that. So obviously that's fast, that's slow, and there's a start marker there as well. So when you start the engine, we'll show that in a bit, you basically just put the accelerator to there and then pull a little bit of choke out and start it, but we'll go over that. As I said, it's got an integrated fuel tank, which is fantastic. It means that you can just basically have the engine, sit it straight on the boat and go. No fuel lines, no pumping of fuel, so much easier. Pull start, of course, choke here, and then a on-off fuel, okay? So you can see here that fuel is in the off position, so obviously you'll need to put that into the on position to get it started. It's also got it's air cooled, it's not water cooled. So there's no water intake down here. That means no impeller, no catches, no clogging, no replacing of impellers. You can basically run the engine out of the water, so the leg doesn't have to be in the water. 3-bladed prop shaft, which is great, with a spare cotter pin that's attached to the bottom of the motor as well. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's also got a one-touch stop, so we'll show that later. So all you've got to do to stop it is press that button and the engine will stop, which is great. And then obviously your safety lanyard. All right, so let's stick it on and get out in the water. So you can just see how light it is. It's just fantastic, right, compared to our last engine. Really difficult to get the engine on and get it in place. So we'll just basically get that on. Nice solid levers at the back for the clamp. All right, and we're done. So that's it. Now we'll put the boat in the water and we'll get out and have a go of it. Okay, so here we go. We've got the boat in the water, engine on it, leg is down, tilted, perpendicular with the water, the leg of the boat, so you can see it's basically straight. Obviously the boat's leaning a little bit. Let's get the engine there, Denny. You can see how it's basically straight up and down into the water. So to start it, all you really need to do is one, make sure the fuel is on. The backside here, choke is out. The accelerator to start. Pull it. That's all you need to do to get it going. Now that's one thing. I'm just going to stop it there. I can stop it by just pressing that button once. But the one criticism I've got at this point of this motor is it doesn't have a forward gear. As I said before, it's got a centrifugal clutch. So basically, as soon as you start to accelerate, it's going to engage your propeller and push the boat forward. So if you're in this situation like we are now, where the boat is basically pushed up against a jetty, and you want to give it some throttle, well, the boat's going to go forward. So you need to be aware of that and compensate for that when you're maneuvering the boat around jetty, or even if you're around other people. Well, we're back in our apartment and we just want to do a bit of a wrap up on the day. Obviously testing the new Honda 2.3 horsepower on the back of our tender. So what are your thoughts, Danny?
I thought it was fantastic today, considering the winds were pretty strong, and we wouldn't have gone far rowing. So the motor was strong enough, all in one in terms of the fuel, and I could lift it really easily. So
yeah, that's true. I think. Danny's mentioned, you know, a number of the pros. The other is that it's got that air-cooled motor, so you don't need to flush the motor at the end of the day. And there's no impeller, and there's actually no water intake in the leg of the motor, so it makes it much easier to maintain. Pick it up, take it off the back of your boat, and chuck it in the back of your car. One of the con for me is that centrifugal clutch. We'll get used to it. But I think it's something that you need to think about. You know, as I mentioned in the video, it has no forward and neutral. So you need to, once you rotate that accelerator, the propeller will start to spin. Now, if you're like me, sometimes I'll actually start the motor while standing in the water if it's shallow. So you really need to be careful, because once you accelerate, that boat will go forward and the propeller will start spinning. So if you're standing next to that motor, and you accelerate, that propeller will start to spin. So you need to be really careful about that. The other thing to think about is that it has an integrated fuel tank, which is fantastic. However, that means you get about an hour's runtime. I think it takes about 1 litre of fuel. So it gives you about an hour of runtime, which is, you know, very fuel efficient. However, you really want to think about that. If you're going out to your boat and that's taking somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes, that's only going to give you 4 trips. So you need to make sure that your fuel tank is topped up at all times, because the last thing you want to do is be stuck out there without any fuel. So other than that, great motor, Honda, 5-year warranty, which is fantastic. And obviously, again, given it's a Honda, you can get it serviced from lots of different places around the world. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to our videos. We're going to be bringing out more videos reviewing marine products in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.